So yesterday we were discussing object demo 1, object class methods, toString, equals and hashcode. Yesterday we saw how to override equals. What is the proper way of overriding equals? That is, argument must be object ref. So that can work in any given scenario. So you must have revised this program, huh? So the output of that object demo 1 now is M1 and M2 are equals. We know M1 and M2, even though they don't refer to same object, somehow we prove that they are equals. Based on what? Based on the content, based on the values. For that we had to override equals method. We did that, and now we are getting M1 and M2 are equals. About equal to operator you can't do anything, huh? Because there is no operator overloading in Java. At the end we discuss what is the difference between equals and equals method and equal to operator. So there we discuss, I showed you that file where that answer is written in your interview question. Basically equals method and equal to operator both are same. They both check the references, whether references refer to same object or not. It is because object class equals method uses equal to operator. But the difference is equals method can be overridden to check the content. This is the perfect answer of the question. Difference between equals method and equal to operator. Okay, now here M1 and M2 are equals, but their hash code is different. Yesterday I told you that every object in Java is given unique number. That unique number is called as hash code. So obviously M1 and M2 are different objects, so they are their hash code is different. Now there is something called as equals and hash code contract, which is being followed by collection API classes. For example, hash map. There is something called as equals and hash code contract, which is being used by collection API classes, for example, hash map. So today we are going to discuss, we are going to understand that contract, and the application of that contract we will see in collection API. Today we will just discuss that contract. That contract is so and so, and that contract's application we will see in collection API topic. Okay, so in day 5 you have a word file, equals and hash code contract. There are 3 points, and this is once again one of the popular interview questions, equals and hash code contract, Java SE interview. So there are 3 points. Let us discuss all 3 points. First point is, whenever it is invoked on the same object, whenever it is invoked on the same object more than once during an execution of Java application, the hashcode method must consistently return the same integer. Whenever it is invoked on the same object more than one, again and again, during the same execution, hashcode method must consistently return the same integer value, provided no information used in equals comparison on the object is modified. Now in this first point, this provided no information is not that required. What is required, I have underlined that. Whenever it is invoked on the same object more than once during an execution of a Java application, the hashcode method must consistently return the same integer. Again, that underlined part. This integer need not remain consistent from one execution to another execution. Now, what does that mean? Suppose I have a application, I have a class my class. In that main function, in that suppose we create one object, my class m1 is equal to new my class m1 is equal to new my and m1 dot hashcode. Then some code m1 dot hashcode. Then some code m1 dot hashcode. So, and then I will execute that program. How to execute? Java my class. You know Java my class, when you say first step my class just loaded, second step main function will be called. Now whenever it is invoked, see the wording, wording of that first point. Whenever it is invoked on the same object more than once during an execution of Java application, whenever it is invoked, on the same object, m1.hashcode, m1.hashcode, m1.hashcode. So whenever it is invoked on the same object more than once during a single Java execution, it must return same value. Meaning that when I say Java my class, suppose hashcode returns 100, so that will be 100 throughout that execution, no matter how many times you call that method. However, when you execute for the second time, not necessarily it is same. If it is different, suppose it is 300, so for that execution it will be 300. Correct? This is what first point says. Whenever it is invoked on the same object again and again, hashcode method must consistently return the same integer. However, this integer may not be same for different execution. You can see this. So first point is that. Second point is given in the bold letter purposely, because in this entire equals and hashcode contract, it is the most important point as compared to first and third. That's why it is given in the bold letter. And that point is, if two objects are equal according to the equals method, then calling hashcode method on each of the two objects must produce the same integer result. So when you show that my two objects are equals, you must show that their hashcode is also same. And this is where our application is. Our application shows that two objects are equals. Look at that output. Our application shows two objects are equals, but their hashcode is different. Now this is not according to the hashcode and equals contract. Hashcode and equals contract says if two objects are equals, their hashcode must be same. So somehow you prove that their hashcode is also same. That is what contract says. I told you that today we are going to just discuss contract, and contracts application we will see in the collection API talk. So our program does not behave as per equals and hashcode contract, or our program does not follow equals and hashcode contract. Our program must follow equals and hashcode contract, which says if two objects are equals, their hashcode also must be same. So what can be done to prove that? Right now you are calling hashcode of object class because hashcode method is not there in mynum. So object class equals, hashcode method of objects always gives you different output. So what can be done to get the same output? What can be done to get the same hash code?
override.
Yeah, yeah. The way you have overdone equals method, you have to override hash code also. That means whenever you override equals method, you must override hash code as well.